ladies and gentlemen. This is Theo's Precious Palm. I will come here on Identity Talk with EJ, and I'm with my friend Manda Johnson.
Yeah, we're very glad to be with you here on this right episode of the Identity Talk Show. My name is Ejen Wasasra, and on this very episode, we shall be having one of the persons that has been very vocal in spheres of mentorship, coaching, dealing with issues concerning girl child, concerning women, concerning teenagers. And today we would like to dissect a little bit on what is taking place in uh, this today's society when it comes to mentorship, when it comes to coaching, especially. Everyone is out there is saying how hard it is to raise a teenager, how hard it is to groom a girl child and become a very useful and important lady in the future. So today she's going to be helping us on how best we can do this when it comes to schools, how they can handle the children, when it comes to parents, how best can they do their roles to make sure that we groom the children that we really want for the best societies that we are in today. On the show, welcome with me and Theos, the one and only Hope. Hope, thanks for being with us today on this show.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be part of this conversation. My name is Nankunda, and I lead a team on raising teenagers.
Thank you very much. I hope we really thank you for honoring our invitation and allowing to be on this show. It's been hard to get you, but finally we had that to get you and share your wisdom and you and share with our audience on what you think about what's going on and taking place in today's society. So I've had you, we followed you for quite long and you're very, very vocal when it comes to issues concerning the girl child, the women, the teenagers. But there's something that we really wanted to get you and share your perspective when it comes to this. Our previous episode, I had a conversation with some gentlemen, my brother Theos here, about the modern feminism and how it's being done and the practice that is going on. But then we thought it would be better to bring in a lady that has been in that space and has been on the ground and shared this information with quite a number of women and girls there so that we can see the new perspective from different genders and align them. So our biggest challenge was in today's modern society where we have the high increase of internet and everyone is on social media, they have the numbers and the influence. So we have a problem where everyone is coming up and name tagging themselves to be feminist. Everyone, let's say someone divorced from their previous marriages, for whichever reasons they are hurt, they don't first reconcile and embrace their mistakes and know what they did wrong or what they did right and what they did correct. Those people are coming up with the negative energy and the hate from their past traumas and transferring them into the feminist space. And they are sowing this seed into the young girls. Same applies to we have young girls from universities who are coming up also. Maybe they have been broken by their boyfriends, how many of them they have had. So all of them, they are bringing all that negativity to the young, innocent girls. Actually, also as feminists, remember they have numbers on the internet, so they have very big followers. So how do young girls out there going to discern this information? And which is good.
All right. Thank you for the question. And of course, I'd love to a little bit share what we do as
Yeah.
raising teenagers in Uganda. We mainly work with young people, both boys and girls, and both in schools and in communities because we realized that when COVID came, so many people, children dropped out of school, and they were had to ensure that trying to reach out to those in school, we had for medical trainings, had a chance to go back to formal education. So we work with girls, boys, both in schools and outside school, and our message is always one. Ensuring that everyone reaches their full potential. And reaching their full potential takes different forms. And one of them is education. And for us, that's why we choose to promote education. And if it is not at the formal education, when we go to the communities, we still encourage parents. Can we skill these young people? Can we educate them with the basic knowledge they need to be able to sustain themselves, take care of their basic needs? So we are trying to empower the young people to ensure that they do not fall victims, one, of child marriage, which is the commonest. There, when parents are stuck, some of them in the villages there, they look at their daughters as a source of income. If they don't have any money in their pocket, they easily say, "Can you go get married to the other man?" They get some money. So we try to educate communities about the dangers that comes with child marriage, but also educate parents about the benefits of education. And now this brings me to your question of feminism and how it has been uh, viewed the public. Because now, even before you ask me the questions, you're already saying, when someone divorces, they both say, I'm a feminist. When a campus is heartbroken and the boyfriend has left her, she's angry, she'll say, I'm a feminist. And maybe for me, I want to come from an area of education. And sometimes it's good to empower ourselves with information so that when we are going to identify as particular people, we actually know what it means and what it stands for. Because, for example, for me, when I talk about feminism or being a feminist, this is a person who advocates for gender equality. And what is gender equality? It means the word gender has both men and female. And when we talk about equality, it's quite a big thing. But maybe we are looking at access to opportunities, what the jobs that men can do. Some women can also try and do. We've also seen some sectors where they think maybe building is for men, women can't do this. But lately we've seen girls trained as engineers and they are on the building. So I want us to talk about feminism at the angle of empowerment and working to achieve gender equality, so that we do not sow seeds of hate. Because according to what you asked me, it's like people come in with a lot of anger. They are angry, my boyfriend has left me or my husband has left me, and therefore I am coming in this space to spread how bad men are or how bad boys are, which is quite unfortunate. And it's important to share this information. Let young people know that yes, you could be disappointed, could be having some challenges, but it is also not good to come online and spread seeds of hate. Once you identify a thing as feminist, at least first read about it. Know what it means if you are a feminist, not you study for. What kind of feminism are you living in? What are you advocating for? If it is radical, it's mainstream. When we talk about mainstream feminism, we find that we want maybe one of the government, different departments to ensure that opportunities are present for both men and women. We don't have men that are supposed to work in these departments, and then when women come, we want to pay women less money because they are women. So I think it's about education. Sometimes when these girls are told the truth about what feminism is, they can actually learn and understand. We focus on empowering them with information, what it means, and then they decide if they can actually continue to identify as feminists.
I think really there is when I get the opportunity to meet like these group of people that have been in that space for some time, I normally tell them people feel like always call upon these women, these young ladies that really have the ambition and the vision of educating their fellow young ladies or young girls out there and giving them access to this information and what they should actually go out and preach instead of coming wherever they come from and whichever ideas they think fits what they want to talk about, they just go and spread it. I don't know if there is that group where you intervene and teach girls actually define what feminism is and let them know when you say I'm a feminist, you're not necessarily saying that you're above this, you're angry, this happened to you, you have a lot of stuff. So I think they should get to know that it's all about having opportunities at the table and making sure that they are fighting. Also, I think there's one thing that we miss out, which is accountability. I really see these people challenging maybe their fellow women to take accountability in their own lives, or to get up and challenge the traditional norms and cultures. If they say you cannot be a lawyer, say I'm going to be a lawyer. Don't pursue it. You see, if one made or if the man or the father come and say, don't go there, you say, I can do it. And go ahead and pursue it. Yes, I think there is a need to challenge their abilities and be like, you have to change your limits. You can do it. So that they can always push their limits and know that there's nothing they cannot achieve.
Yeah, I think what I think from you is one, that young people need to be intentional about seeking mentorship.
Yes.
If a child or if a girl is at university, has been online and at university and seeing expenses and different things, if you want to make a decision to go in a particular line, it's always good that you look at people who have been in that kind of space. Look out for those who really inspire you, because we all have inspirations. We have people we look up to, people who have done great, people who have made a difference, and you feel like, oh, I wish I could do what this person is doing, or even much more. So it would be good that young people become intentional in seeking mentorship. As mentors, you cannot just go and throw yourself on young people and say, I am coming to mentor. No. It is good that people who seek mentorship actually reach out. And I always encourage young people, those who have been in this space, I have tried to mentor, to guide, to tell them that you can't do this, you can do this. And many times they are willing to learn, and they have done it. But it becomes difficult when you don't have access to these young people. You can't just go and start mentoring them without them approaching you, and then expect them to behave or to work in a way that you want them to. So it is a challenge for the young people to seek mentorship.
Yes.
And seeking mentorship means being intentional. It is you to look out and you say, I think I like what Emma is doing. Let me get some time, go talk to him and see if he can actually share with me some information, some knowledge, and be willing to learn. Because also it becomes difficult where you want to be mentored, but you come with your own attitudes.
Yes.
Don't talk to me about this, don't talk to me about that, and yet you are seeking to be mentored. So for me, I think I have been lucky that for all the young girls I have mentored, I could sit back and count all of them and just tell you I am proud of what they are doing. And we keep being accountable for each other. Many times when I meet them, I say, I love what you're doing. And if there's anything they did that I did not like, I do not keep quiet.
Totally.
I tell them here, and immediately by the way, if someone is sharing a message which is really spreading hate, I immediately go to the inbox and I'll say, this one, you can do better with this. This is spreading hate. You don't need to do this. You don't need to get to this level. And many times they really listen. But sometimes there are people who will not come to guide the young people, but they want to again go criticize them from the public, I talked to and so, and she's not listening and everything. So it is good that when you see something that a young girl you're mentoring is not doing right, approach them, talk to them, guide them. Many times I have asked young people, put that question and come and we talk, and they do. And when we sit and talk, they actually see where the problem was. And if we all took that of being willing to support young people to grow, I think we have a lot to benefit as a country, but also as the young generation. Now you talk about the internet and how many young people have access to internet. So there are many young people who are role models of fellow young people.
Yeah.
Young people don't want to see work we are sharing.
Yeah.
We have grown old. So someone is looking up to this young girl who is 20 years old. What has she shared? Oh, all I want to be like that. So you need to challenge that 20-year-old that you are inspiring a whole multitude of young people. So everything wrong you talk about online, you have 100 young girls who could actually become victims of what you've just done. And if we keep doing this and guiding the young advocates or young activists that are coming back, it could actually, in the long run, pay off, both for the country, but also for the young people and the families.
Talking about internet, when I look at it and the entire mess of itself as well, it has its own advantages but also disadvantages. Because we've seen very many young people get depressed, get mental health issues, some cannot even sleep just because of one thing, because of the fake lifestyle maybe they are seeing their peers are living on internet. And I'm not saying that this is not affecting the boys, it's also affecting the boys on the other way. But I think the girls are much more vulnerable to that because there is this way of competition, the world of competition. Also has this new hair, she does have new hair, this has got this new phone, I should also have a new phone. I have a friend of mine which is at the university of Uganda. So she comes and tells me, I have an iPhone X. All my friends have upgraded. I have an iPhone 12. I feel out of place. I feel like I'm not part of them. I need to get money. So I think I think it's a two way because out of that she's on pressure because she's not having the latest iPhone. And apart from her being on pressure, she's going to be tempted maybe to get the money in the wrong way to get that very iPhone in the wrong way. So I don't know how we can really minimize the course we cannot go away from internet, we need it, but I don't know how we can minimize that pressure and learn how to live within our means. Because she finally got the iPhone, I think her brother even had some command and she got an iPhone. But then there's when she called me and was like, hey, but you know what, iPhone don't have hair. Let me please say something. So you hope pressure.
Pressure.
Yeah, out of pressure, I don't feel about that. That's very nice for me. So I really don't know what to do.
I want to link this to parenting. We have values that we have all forgotten. When a child is growing, I always love to the fact that when they grow up. And of course, the public will say, oh, there were no smartphones. You are from the ancient times.
Living in an era of no
You
internet.
do not understand these things. But I want to, and I always use a child every chance I have to speak to parents. Because parents are essentially kids at home. What parents have instilled, the values they have instilled in their children, is actually what makes them as they grow. So if you find that a parent is absent when the child is growing, is not able to share with the child the dangers that comes with access to internet, but also the good, because I don't want to downplay the good, because there's a lot of good on internet. When COVID-19 came, definitely we saw that so many parents have to buy smartphones for their children because of learning and everything. And today it is a trend. Every teenager wants a smartphone. But how have we prepared our children, our teenagers, our young university students on how to censor information? They find like you say, this fake lifestyle. Only. You know, someone will see another child posing on a big car and they want to go and attack their parents while they are still driving a small car.
Or why
you
they
know?
don't even drive.
Yeah, why all my friends have, the parents have cars. They are even sharing, aren't they? So if parents have started with their children and still values these children, they think don't move a child. Because today, even in secondary, you find that we have parents who give their children pocket money of maybe class. We also have parents who give their children money of. And that does not explain the performance in school. For a child who is given money of 50,000 and has been informed that actually, look, when you reach school, you will find people who have money, who have fighting, and that should not be. your workshop, be focusing on seen young children, young people in bodies who are given that amount of money, and they reach school and they take over. They take over school. They take over canteen. They pay workers around because of you are for polishing my shoes, you are for washing my clothes. And I don't know if parents are aware of this.
Yeah, because I remember back in school, we had kids who never went to the kitchen for the whole town. And they have a special milk that is very good. And you're always pressured and you're like, why not me?
But I want to challenge you that for a child who has been groomed and talked to by a parent, will not believe this.
Yeah.
There are children who will see that and just smile about it and walk away. And I challenge parents, put in a difference and explain to their children that it's not about you. And it should never be about you. If your sister is putting any pressure for iPhone because the friends are, the conversation should be sitting her down. Ask her, how much money? And like you say, she will say, my brothers are not supporting me, let me look for a man who will easily give me the money. But it's still the work of the parents to tell this child, this man will give you a phone. But it doesn't end. So information that needs to be given to children is about how do you acquire that. Do you know that you can actually study, finish, and buy any type of thing because you have succeeded, you have graduated, you have got a big job, and you can afford. So talking to children about the dangers of free things is very important. It's very important. And as a result, as a country, where we see a lot of depression cases, a lot of suicide cases among people, a lot of mental health issues, because children cannot accommodate everything being exposed to. And I still think it is possible to deal with it if parents are ready to sit with their children. Before your child goes back to school, even if they are at campus, sit them down. Let them know what they are like to find and let them know how to react to this. That alone can make a child stand. I've seen children who come with iPhones who are dropped in big Benzes, but at the end of the day they don't have points. They wait for their names on the graduation day. So we need to have this information given to children before they come back to school. But the challenge we've got is that when the parents believe this information should come from teachers. But teachers also have their lesson plan. They are going to teach physics, chemistry, biology, and we want them to be talking to the children about how to behave. It is difficult. So I also want to challenge parents to get time and speak to the children and ensure that you instill in them values. Give them those key statements that they will think of as soon as they are about to get engaged. I'll give you an example. If your child at school in a boarding school is about to jump out of the fence to go dancing, what did you tell her before going to school? That she will listen to and say that is saying this, they can't jump this fence. So talk to your children before they go to school.
Amazing.
This I really quite I feel like I think also this information. I think my dad never talked to me about this so we got different categories of students, people high class, but know your name, no one has taken you. I think if I was to talk those things out because honestly there is one I think it was extension. No, the parents were bringing their children to school. So I was like in front of the office and my dad was like, there comes another parent, stands there. My dad told me, you know what, give me 20,000, but you know, give this. So there was another parent next to us. The parent counted 500,000, gave it to the child and told the boy, you know what, tell the situation they're in, this is the money I'm going to give you for today, but just give me like 2 weeks. I'll be okay.
Yeah.
I'll be okay.
Imagine what was running
So you
in
can
your head.
imagine, I'm holding my
Your
20,000.
20,000.
My father is staying with me
It's for the whole time.
for the whole time, and I think they cook here.
Yeah.
They cook good meals, so this is for like emergency. Maybe you go sleep, maybe that day. And then there's a parent next to me saying, "It's fine, honey, you know the situation we're in. Let's take you at least 2 weeks, then I will see what to do." Seriously, I was like, "It's not serious."
So, and that is true.
Yeah, and honestly, I really get it because it affected me because no one could tell me that, you know, you are different, you will never be the same. I feel as a male people, we are not people. No one told me that. It used to hurt me like sometimes my husband doesn't come from the station. They see other parents come with their family and then they sit, they start eating. And I'm like, you know what? Let me get my books and go to this. So people think actually in the books reading, oh, this is now, and they are reading marriage every time. But I'm actually not reading. I'm thinking about what's going on.
Why do you
I'm thinking about what mistake life made me done. So like it's automatic, maybe traumatizing. I really understand why parents should come in and see what happens.
I think parents have different ways of there is a method that works for this one, it doesn't work for the other one. Because I remember me also when I was to school, my dad took me to school the first time in senior one, and he never came back. Because he told me you might have seen me today, but you may never see me coming back here. But one word I remember he told me was like, you know where you come from, and you know where you go. So it is up to you whether to go to school and study or not. And I remember from my senior 1 to senior 6, never sleep on a report card. So whenever I would look at a report card, I would ask myself, are these the results I want as a person, or are these the results that are going to take me where I want to be? And I either put in effort or I don't put in effort. But it has really worked for me. At the end of the day, I would say that I look back and I realize that the things that I used to think about, they are the ones that driven me to reach where I am, right? So going back to the question of feminism, I would like our listeners and our viewers to know whether are men supposed to be involved in the feminist movement, because it has looked at to be as something for ladies only. And I would like to know if there are men, if there is a law that men would actually pray this thing so that children can consume the right information.
It's yes, they can be feminists. I told you feminism is about gender. Right. So there could be even men who are not happy that women and girls are denied particular opportunities. I'll give you an example. When I was still in active teaching, it's where they advertised about the teachers, feminist teachers. I went and did an interview and I passed. But the reason for them not giving me a job was because I was pregnant. Yes, I was 6 months pregnant. And they even had the guts to call me and say, you know, you passed the interview, we are sorry, because as soon as we give you a job, then we want you to go for leave. This boy grows up and says, I will make sure I stand up for you. So it is true that some men and boys can actually be feminists, but it's important to all understand that this is not a spread of hate. Feminism should never be related to hateful or men hating women. It is wanting to achieve gender equality and having access to opportunities for both groups.
Feminism of hate. I don't think that it's supposed to be called feminism. I think we are timing it in a very wrong way, and people really need to understand what exactly it is. Because from what we've heard, from what Mrs. Oba has really explained, you realize that whatever feminism stands for is not what actually we have been seeing going around on the internet. So I don't think that it is actually called feminism, and I would like us to really understand more, what is it supposed to be called? Because if someone wakes up in the morning and is like, women can live on their own, which is right, but independence is really cool. But they are spreading this thing of like, we don't need men in our lives at the end of the day. And this thing is not only breaking girls in the way of thinking, they're actually breaking families and even their families to come, because now the generation we're in, this is the information most of the young ladies are actually pursuing. So is it really still termed as feminism, or is actually something very different from the real feminism that you really have?
Talk about it is important to have access to education. Once people who want to become experienced become intentional and actually educate themselves about what it means, then they will advocating for equality, advocating for equality, advocating for voice. You know, there are places where women knows how to talk, whether you have something to say or not, as long as you are open, put on a dress, don't put up your hand, don't even try to say anything. So sometimes when you want to achieve your goal, you must ensure that you learn about this, see how to position it. One, even with the student, government, even with athletes, how do we ensure that girls and women can sit, can have a seat, but also men so that we don't say, I am a feminist, don't tell me about any boy, don't tell me about any man. And I think those are spreading wrong information. And it is important that if anyone is listening and really would want to advance, please, I want to challenge us to read. Let us read. We should not take up titles that we actually we take as a result of a bandwagon influence. You know, my friend from Bakobo is like, this song want to be like that, therefore I will. Let us read, let us educate ourselves, let us get information, and then use the information we have to make this world a better place. The issue that says that we don't need men around, we don't need boys around, I do not believe that. We all need each other. We all complement each other. Okay? Because even those who may not want to see men are daughters.
Yeah, sure.
You have fathers, you have grandfathers, you have brothers, you have uncles. So we cannot wake up and say, this gender I cannot do. If you have a problem with someone, meet them, talk about it and solve it. But not make it general and make everyone around feel like, oh, if they are man that actually needs you, or you're not scared.
So there is raising teenagers really is much engaging teenagers, all kinds of shapes and whichever groups they are in. And I think there is a crisis I see which I want to ask how you handling it. Mental health issues are raising up, rates of suicides up, especially in the boys, depression up in the boys. And there's one thing I'm seeing. There is the way society has stereotyped the boys and the men that they should not voice their vulnerabilities, they should not cry, you should not talk about your emotions, you should not talk about your feelings. And that having said and done by the tradition and culture norms, there is also another wave that we're in right now, whereby initially after campus, as young boys looking for money and how to survive, we would come up, like we say, my brother and some other three of us, let's rent a small house as we are working and getting money. Then with time, if we get enough, we make we can separate and move our ways and start sustaining our own selves. Right now, that is proven. If two boys start living in the same house from campus, don't be suspicious. That's number one. Don't be suspicious of that. Saying, hey, these boys have been living together for 1 year now. And you know, there's this pressure also in the villages when they get married, they don't even know how you're going to survive or sustain someone. So they know the children you are going to give birth home, they don't care about that. And there's also another pressure in town that children have been in the same house for over a year. There's another big pressure that I have issues. I have my friend, sit down and talk to them together, and he encourages me and he says, I'm like, oh, it's alright. There's also now fear for that pressure that is ongoing right now, which has increased now because of the rate of these boys not talking out their feelings, their traumas, everything that is starting with, they're keeping them to themselves, and we are seeing suicides coming up, depression. How are we handling all this?
When it comes to working with boys, raising teenagers in Uganda has been very, very intentional right from the start. There is no program we have in any community that sidelines boys. We look at teenagers as teenagers, both boys and girls. We are in a school, we say we are going to set up clubs, but there must be boys and girls. And we share this information often with them. And like you said, it's true that we are having an increase, especially with mental health, because young boys are indeed, they have been raised up to to believe that boys don't complain. Boys, they're supposed to be problem solvers, you know. So when they have problems, they rather keep quiet. They rather cry in their own corners. They will, like you say, they will not even talk to their fellow boyfriends because the school would say, "Why are you over talking together?" You know. So it's a lot, and I want to challenge us, the parents, but also the CSOs that are working in schools. That while we create safe spaces for young girls, we should not neglect the boys because they too are our children and they have a lot that they are shouldering and they need a lot of support. When I'm talking about girls, about child marriage and dangers associated, I make sure I also talk to boys about being young fathers. And I will tell them, you are 14, you want to start buying milk, you want to buy pampers for your daughter when you don't even have a trouser. So they need to be challenged, they need to be educated, they need to be part and parcel of solving the problem in society. But that cannot happen if we do not meaningfully engage them. We do not become intentional and create spaces where you actually then and say, every Saturday I'm meeting this group of boys and this is a conversation we have. I think it's important that even as we set out to do different programs for young girls, have people that become intentional to even set up programs for boys. Because right now you go to different schools, you find all the leaders are girls. And why? Because they have been empowered, they have been given the skills, they have been given assurance that there's nothing you can't do. You can be a leader, you can be anything you can, and actually they are coming out strong and doing it very well. And while they are doing all that, the girls, the boys have taken a back seat. Because when you go to school, you say, girls sit here, boys go and play. So some of them have been decided not to come back to school because they will feel they are left out, and the school program do not consider them. So I think it's important that we also become intentional about involving boys and also creating spaces for them to speak, but also encouraging them. And actually this can be done better by you men and boys. Because you see, when we talk about engaging boys, we also want women to come and engage boys. You know? Everything that comes out, we want, and it is true. I think naturally, women are problem solvers. Okay? It is true, even right from the start. So even when things go wrong, you will find that this woman will sit in this category of people and say, here, come and talk, tell me what's happening. But can we have some men also stand out and say, I have made a decision every Sunday after church, I will talk to these 20 boys in this section and we talk about this. So that these boys are looking forward to a Sunday where they are coming to speak to uncle so and so and tell them things that can start with them both at school, but even at community level. Today we have even girls who are disturbing boys. I knew you. Some girls are disturbing boys, and boys are scared to say no because they have been trained. How do you say no to a girl?
Yes, yes.
So we need those programs that actually, one, call girls to order. You girls, you don't do this. And boys, if this girl is starting to do, you don't have to actually go. Also, you have to have a dream and know what will limit you from achieving that. So at the bottom line is we must intentionally involve both boys and girls in our conversation and ensure that they become part of the solution.
Amazing. Mental health is a very important aspect. We're living in a world where they have always been saying that Africans have this mental health. Africans, we are not supposed to be depressed. Africans, we are not supposed to get stressed. And I've been a victim of depression. And most of the times it is very hard for someone to open up, because opening up is one of the challenges that most of the people who face depression face, because they are fearing to be judged. They fear, because I remember I had lived a life before the life I'm living today, which was very different, totally different. And one of the reasons why I never opened up to people was, how are people going to look at me? Because I used to live a high class life. Now the life I'm living is totally lower than the life that I've been through. So how are children gonna fight depression with the fear of opening up? Because it is affecting a lot, and it is affecting the many right now as we speak.
The solution to that still comes to the same place. And encouraging the young boys to support. Because you see, like you said, you have been brought up in such a way that you can't talk about your problem. And then the problem hits you and then it takes you to your brain. So we want at least have one trusted person. It can be in your family, it can be a cousin, it can be your have one person that you can actually comfortably go to and say, I have been in the school for 4 years, please help me. And I'm telling you, you won't be. So we need to encourage, and even the boys around us, you see, when you talk about this solution, we think, oh, we don't have a budget. Now I am still writing my proposal. When the money comes, can we start from where we are? Even in our families, our cousins, our younger brothers, they are already dealing with so much. And all they need is an assurance that what they are dealing with is not unique for them. They need to know that what they are dealing with, many people have dealt with it, but they have saved you. So let's give them that kind of assurance, but also be present. You need to be present for young people. And especially online. You see, something we didn't talk about, maybe another time, but there's a lot of sexual abuse online. And the people who are abusing children, both boys and girls online, there are people, they're either in our neighborhood or we know them or they're strangers. You have accounts where the one the profile picture and the real person have never met. No? But this man has been saving this money, now buy the iPhone, now here is the data, now here is the Javas, now it's time for meeting and we meet you. So for you, you've been dating with this profile picture, and the actual person you're going to meet is a complete person. So how are we empowering our young people? Being conscious of what we're doing. Because we don't just keep receiving money from people. That is one. And it also has depression, because the day you go and find the other young boy, laugh a nice profile picture. It's an old say of 70 years. Depression starts. Because one, either you have taken your photos and sent to him, you have taken your, you know what they do, report this sent to me. And I always tell you, don't report and send anything to anyone. Because you don't know when that will be used against you. And you must have seen how these blackmails have been going around, and the girl ends up killing themselves. Because the man is saying, I'm sending this video to his father. That alone. And the child will look for drugs and just. So there is so much work that we need to do for young people, and let's start with this.
I think there's one thing I want to give this investment about the adults, because I think one of the causes of what you just said, someone reach out the extent where you get the money that I have to send the photos, the videos, whatever I'm doing, someone I'm gonna get money. I think what is causing that is that we are having the generation of young girls that actually want a certain life, but they're not willing to actually work. They want things and the easy way. I have a certain life I want to live, but I'm not willing to pay for it, pay the price that it takes for me to live that life. So what are the shortcuts we take? Take the same life without me suffering, which in the long run pays off badly than actually taking the green path and which takes longer but is permanent. So they opt for the shortcut, which end up actually compromising their dignity, their values, and whichever life they would live. I don't know what you take this because you meet a very young girl from a university. Her bank account cannot even buy her maybe lunch for the week, but she gets what my boyfriend must be having this type of car, must be having this girl, must be sleeping in this apartment. You can have half of what you want. So you have your goals that you're like in 5 years I will be having what you want, but I want it. I think that is what is causing that because there is a lot of desperation to achieve what they are not willing to do. What do we do?
Yeah, I guess these young people, especially the young girls, to know that cheap things are always expensive in the long run. And very, very expensive. Because instead of selling your body and taking those new videos and selling to this guy because he has promised you whatever he has promised you, you need to think before you act. And two, I don't know why today we have this tendency of loving a lot of material things as opposed to working for them. Because we need to encourage young people to learn to work hard. I don't see why a young 25-year-old girl would put up pressure on a 27-year-old boy to first have a car, apartment, and everything else before they come to marry. Because my question would be, how come for you don't have? You have both just graduated. And I think this kind of trend is getting us into trouble. That is why you say you see a lot of fights among the girls and boys. Some boys will tell you, I don't tell me about dating. Even those who had intentions of marriage, they could never tell me about marriage.
Actually, that is what
They are putting a very bad image on relationships and marriage. But for me, I want to encourage young people that when you want a particular lifestyle, actually you can start with your boyfriend at the level where you are and you work together. If you're both moving in a taxi to go and work, you can come back home and cook the food which is at home, which you can afford at that time. You can, and then earn that money together and walk this journey together. So that at the end of the day, there is respect for both of you. Because even when a man comes with all those good things that you want them to have, sometimes you pay the price because when he's angry, he will first abuse you. You come with nothing. You don't even have anything. Why did you even go to school? So it's important that we encourage young people to believe in themselves and know that yes, you can actually work. And you can even be the one with the car. And you come with it and then you work together to get another car for the man. I want people to look at life that way. So that we don't say it must be the other gender who have everything and then this one just finds everything done. When you work together as a couple and grow together, there's a way you respect each other, there's a way your marriage will grow, there's a way your children will grow because they've seen you work hard and earn this together. So for me, that is my message. Cheap things are expensive. You will pay that in one way.
I think there is the way that thing is passed by the as you've said when your children know that my mom and my dad when they were like this, they have grown together, they are where they are. Because I've seen some people we are now broke and we are not like if I tell you where my dad came from, you can see where they are now. Like she has it in her mind because the example I'll say for her. that this is how we have to make it. So don't give up. As long as the vision is there, you're pursuing it. Knowing that you have no purpose, you're just moving night and day coming. As long as there is a vision, I think you can always achieve it. And I think this goes back to the parents as well. The way they see their daughters, because there is a girl who was telling me she had some issues. And this option is very expensive, and it's one of them. We just remove it. She told me, I told he told me that if I remove mine and I make the place, they will give me less sugar. That's why they told me. It's like, so now the parent is feeling a seed in her daughter that she's so
what I talked about, you know? How do you start comparing the pain your child is
when your
going
child is going through with sugar.
you know? So some parents also have, I don't even know what term to use it, but I need to be respectful, but there are those that have really forgotten their role as parents, because even when God created us and put us in this place, we are given the children we are given to take care of them on behalf of God. So when you start valuing this child and you keep wetting her to sugar and cassava and cows, you are on the wrong road. You will need to look at children as a whole and support them to actually become better citizens. Because even when they become better, parents benefit from them. And it's important that they appreciate that as well.
All right, thank you so much for being with us for this time. We are coming to the end of our show today. It has been an amazing conversation with Mrs. Bob, and I'm pretty sure that whoever that has been watching from wherever you've been watching from, it is gonna impact you in one way or another. And please take the message to other people, to your friends, your family members, and make sure that they really get to consume this knowledge, because we need this knowledge to thrive in this life, and if we don't have it, then we are failed human beings. It has been Identity Talk with Theo Precious Bam and Emmanuel Johnson, and we're live every Sunday, 7:30 p.m. on BETV, and on repeat at the same TV on Monday, 7:30 p.m.
Yeah, thank you very much. We're also on social media. We are on YouTube, Identity Talk with EJ. We are on Twitter, Identity Talk. We are on Instagram, Identity Talk. Check us out, engage us. What you would love to share about what we've been sharing right here. Check out the people that really help us make this possible, to make this show happen, to make this information spread everywhere, and people get to know what they're supposed to be doing and continue to inspire you to reach your fullest God-given potentials. Check out Golden Boys Formation Africa. They are behind all this, and they are helping us to mentor the young boys so that they ensure they become responsible gentlemen, accountable and successful by promoting positive and healthy masculinity. Don't forget to check out Raising Teenagers Uganda. They are doing great job to ensure that all the teenagers also grow up knowing their value and their purpose in life, so that we can create a better society and better communities to live in for the coming generation. We really appreciate your time and for being with us here together with Miss Hope, director at Raising Teenagers. Thank you very much for sharing this wonderful, amazing knowledge with us. I'm sure everyone has benefited out there that has been watching, and we appreciate for your time. We can't wait to have you again. Thank you very much.